say you win, and I think the money would be on you, would you carry on afterwards? Would there be any point carrying on boxing? Because I know you've been talking about you're coming to the end of your boxing career anyway.
Well, the thing is I'm a creature of habit, and I've done this ever since I've been in the womb, basically, boxing.
Who were you fighting in the womb?
I was fighting my mother trying to get out, of course.
There he is, straight through. Came out fighting.
Came out fighting. Fists are ready. So yeah, I'll continue for till there's no more challenges, till there's no more proper challenges to fight. See, when I beat Joshua next year, I've defeated the best from the last era and my era.
Yeah.
So then there'll always be somebody else to fight. There's always somebody to fight.
But I must be...
Those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury as he responds to life after Joshua. Okay, everyone's anticipating this huge British showdown of this undisputed reckoning between the two champions, both from the UK, both British, right? Both very decorated, both very successful, both very confident. Okay. And they asked him, like, what are you going to do after that? You know, and this was a very good question by Jonathan Ross. You know, it was on his show. So shouts out to that show. And he asked, like, well, what are you going to do after that? You know, and what Tyson Fury said, you know, hey, there will always be someone to fight. I've always been a fighter. I've been fighting all my life. Fighting to live, fighting to get out. Right? Of his wound, of his mother's wound. He's been fighting, you know. And he said there's always someone to fight. I guess I'll fight until there's no more challenges. Boom. Let's stop there. Okay? This interview, I will leave the link below, let you guys check it out in its entirety, should be archived. Why? Because that's exactly what he's supposed to do. Okay, now based on if he does it or not, we don't know, because Tyson Fury's his mind and his decisions change like the weather in the South. It's cold one day, it's hot another day, it's chilly one day, it's rainy another day, it's humid another day. That's Tyson Fury. Okay? He has many, many, many different types of thought processes, and the things that he says will be different from the thing he said last week. And the thing he said last week before that would be different from that time. So, yes, Tyson Fury, I think he should pick this one thing. I think he should remember what he said on the Jonathan Ross show, okay? December 19th, 2020. That, hey, I will fight all the challenges until there's no more challenges left to fight, but then there's always someone to fight. Okay, so I think he should remember that if he does get past Anthony Joshua, mind you, if there isn't any, hey, Joshua won this fight and Tyson Fury won that fight, because it could very well be 3 fights, right? So it's not, you know, that doesn't surprise me. But I think after the Anthony Joshua saga, me counterpunching Tyson Fury based on what I've heard him say about Joshua and about how and what this fight means to him, I don't really honestly believe that. Why? I don't believe that he's going to fight after that. I think this is what Tyson Fury may do. Well, first of all, let me explain why. I don't believe Tyson Fury will do that because he talks as though Anthony Joshua is his retirement check. Anybody that gets that retirement check, you don't want another salary check behind your retirement check, right? And because, you know, that it would ruin the whole purpose of having a retirement check. Retirement means you are ready to do what? Retire. Okay, so he's said that on many occasions. He's mentioned, like, Usyk, please, Usyk, don't do it. Don't do this. Because he wants that because he's not confident that Joshua can beat Alexander Usyk. Okay, so, and he doesn't want, like, please don't mess up my retirement money. Right? He said that. Now, that ain't the first time. So you already know that this man has every intention when he fights Joshua to make all the money he can off Joshua. That's his retirement check. Of course, he could put it up and fight longer, but I don't think Tyson Fury would do that. However, this is what I will say about Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury should do that because I think what happened with Klitschko, he'd obtained everything he needs to, and it's almost like he got to the top of the mountain and it was very, very lonely on top of cold up there, because you had snow on top of the mountaintop, and it was cold, and everybody else was at the bottom. And what happened? He had to fall down to pick himself back up just to respect where he got to. So I think if he suffers from mental illness, and that's very real though, people. It's nothing funny about it. Maybe, God help anybody that uses it in vain. But it's a real condition. If you have like depression or something like that, and if that was legitimate, he battled some real demons. Okay, because there's a lot of people. Scott, I don't know if it's Tony or Ridley Scott. I can't remember which one. But, I mean, he was on top of the world as a director. True Romance, I think it was Top Gun. He jumped from a bridge. You know what I mean? You think he did that if he was mentally intact? If he was mentally healthy? No. Okay, those type of things happen. So if Tyson Fury was in that same situation, I wouldn't want him to get back in that situation by achieving things, because what I've heard about it and how he's explained it, you need small goals each day. So if you conquer something real big, it might kind of set you back a little bit. I think then after that, he would have to find other things that he loves to do to keep him motivated, to keep that mind turning the way it's supposed to turn, naturally and healthy wise. Okay, so I don't think it would be a good idea if he did retire. If he beat Anthony Joshua, I think he should continue. And first of all, if he beats Joshua, okay, that would be another milestone for him. So you have Klitschko, then Wilder, then Joshua. Okay, then after that, he can then start to be consistent, because that's one thing that he's not been consistent. So if he does beat Anthony Joshua, and he then starts fighting all these guys, the Whites, the Ortizes, if Ortiz is still around at that time, Povetkins. I don't know if he'll really even ever fight Parker. But everyone else, the Ajagbas, the Rivases, all these guys, and if he fights them, the Ruizes, if he fights these guys and he's consistent with beating these guys, then we will have no problem with calling him the best heavyweight in the world on top of the most dominant. But we can't have that until he shows us that. Right? But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury saying that he would continue beating the best challengers out there after he beats Anthony Joshua. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys may Counterpunch. Peace.